And that's one thing what I respect about LA compared to back home, because if you with your posse back home, you have a bunch of yes men around you. Like you know the song is whack, but yet your homie saying, that's dope, that had. In your head, you willfully did that song, a whack song, just to get their honest opinion. And they still told you it was had. Like, what the hell? But I just thank God I've been around certain individuals like y'all selves. Like if I put out something whack or I do something whack, y'all let me know. Like, yo,
I'll sit down. You need to go back and do something with this one.
Exactly. And in LA, like people out there will tell you, like, especially my studio manager, like, no, he's the owner. My bad.
Yeah.
Shout out to my studio neighborhood watch. They are who made me the engineer I am today. And John, he is one of the owners. He will tell you, if you play him something, he doesn't care about your feelings. If it's shit, it's shit. If it's good, it took me 2 years of engineering to get a compliment from him, like, yo, this makes it fire. 2 years just to get that one good compliment. None of this shit is like, it's not fake. Like, people out there will let you know if your shit goes, it goes.
Like my mentor, when I was writing my script, he was like, nah, you gotta go back and change this. This don't make no sense. I was like, nah, it makes sense. He's like, nah, the audience gonna watch this and they ain't gonna like this. That's garbage. That's trash. Take that out. Change this. And it's like, some people will be like, nah, I'll stub onto it, or be like, oh, mad and getting feelings up. But it's like, you got to have that thick skin.
You'll still have that little phase, but then that's when you realize, like, you know, this person looking out for my best interest and they being honest with me.
I mean, not all of them. Some of them are dickheads. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna be real. Some of them are just assholes and just
facts.
They're just mad and envious. Like, that's what it is. I feel like not everybody really out to. I wouldn't say to see you far, but I'm just saying they just ain't out for your best interest. Yeah, like they'll support you in a type of way where it's like it's hit. They'll watch your video, they'll watch your movie, they'll
just
watch,
to see, just
like,
to talk nonsense.
Or Shane got still on his shirt.
Yeah.
Or Donelle, hey, ain't do good in this video. So what?
Yeah.
So
you
what?
The topic you were talking about today?
Yeah, what is I talking about though? I can't have my boys come in and sit down and have a conversation. Like, but you listening though, you watching though. So what?
You already 25 minutes in?
Like, so might as well like, finish it.
And going back to the same messy hair, like back home, I remember I briefly left my hair messy. Somebody walk up to me and tell me, Donelle, you ain't do your hair? In LA, you think people care about that?
Yo, in LA,
people will have the most whack looking hairstyle. People will just look
they
straight.
Don't care. That's a normal. Whether they think you live on the street or you have a mansion on the hill, you could look like a bum. They don't care.
That's another thing about like
that's
coming from a small island and coming on here.
Oh, don't
like,
talk about that. Bro.
People not caring. Like,
back home,
nobody checking for you. Like,
back home, if we walk out and go to a jam or to a party or even to church or somewhere at any type of function looking like a bum, it's over.
You get the call
it's over
immediately.
How much time I went to the supermarket looking bummy?
Hey.
Too many times.
Listen.
Too many times.
And that happened. Look, before I used to go dress up to go to the supermarket.
Oh yeah.
When I started living out here, basketball pants, rip up shirt, I don't care. And everybody be watching me like
even like you wear the same, like for me as an engineer, I barely do anything. So 9 times out of 10, I wear probably the same jeans every day of the week.
We're gonna get into that.
Like
we're gonna get into that.
Yeah.
No, cause I do the same. I don't watch dudes spend money on clothes, and they broke.
Spending.
And I ain't talking about like, you know, I have a few $1,000 broke. I'm talking about negative, 100, negative, whatever it goes to. But you want to post a picture. You know what I mean? I'll buy a small little chain. I don't give a
damn. I straight black polo short, joggers, jeans. I good.
But you see, we can't even go off a topic. But this goes back to what I'm talking about. Like when you say you start off, let's talk about when we went to this this man concert.
This was like, I think this was like around in like Koreatown or something, but this was like,
I don't know where it was.
But
this
man
like
just
told me pull up, I pull up.
This was 2016?
Yeah.
Or 2017?
What? But I forget the year it was.
I don't know.
2016.
But 17, man.
17,
2016 too, not too fresh. That was too fresh.
I think it was 2017, man.
But one of them, I remember hitting y'all up, and I tell her, like, yo, I got performance. Hey, y'all
this is a true story.
And our man was like, yeah, we knew nothing, so we'll pull up and everything. So, man, let me know when y'all were getting on there. Went on stage. Well, okay, before I say that, it had a few people before me.
Let's back up. We got there. Shit was whack. Let's just be real, okay? I was like, where the hell Donelle have us in this little place? What are we doing in this place? I was like, bro, this is just
I
whack.
tell you, yo, trust me, dog. Just bear with me.
And the people that were performing, I was like,
A-Shry was ready to leave. Me ain't gonna lie.
Thank you. He said it. Not, I was gonna say,
A-Shry
but he
was
said it
ready
like,
to leave me,
Both
bro.
of you were post up
yeah,
in
we
the
was
back
like,
in
we
the
were back
like,
like, bro, what the hell is going on?
A-Shry didn't even
Crowd, the
ask you like,
whole
yo, you want a
crowd
drink?
was dead.
A drink? Them man didn't even
The
want a
whole
drink.
crowd was there. We didn't want to drink. We want to do nothing. We just like, bro, we here to support our boy, and then we gone.
That's
We
it.
just saying,
Yeah.
we stay here.
Facts.
Crowd, like I said, the crowd was dead. I will never forget this dude gone up on the stage, and everybody was like in their phone or drinking or whatever. And they was like, "Who the hell is this?" So when you realize that the crowd actually start pay attention to you, how you feel?
I felt like I found my market of people, my audience, because people back home they know me from growing up, but this is a fresh Mac and nobody knows who I am. They're hearing something different, and especially because a lot of the songs I was performing, I was talking in my accent as well. So it's like they're hearing this accent, like who is this kid? So people paid attention, and for the first time ever, I remember I finished my second song. Shout out to JJ and Vanquish. This was called "This Is Me." This song took us 2 years to do.
Damn.
And I remember performing it, and one dude walked up to me like, "Yo, encore."
Yeah, I remember
What?
that.
I remember seeing A-Shry like,
I was like,
Yeah,
do this
you better
shit.
go, you better go, bro.
so I just told
nobody
him like,
else
"Yo,
had it.
run it back," and we did that song again. This time more people came and just looked at me and just would like cheer me on.
Yeah.
Then I did my third song and came off the stage. Remember all of us left that night.
Yeah,
Look, A-Shry and Shane was just gassing me like,
Yeah,
"Dog,
because when we
did
leave,
your shit."
Nobody else could have followed that unless you was like a star or some upcoming
Yeah.
name like you. How you go from the crowd being literally dead? Nobody didn't just nobody paying attention. It's dudes up there sweating,
But
giving
you
it
see,
them
that's
arms.
why it's also important to have a support system
For
behind you, you know.
real.
Because when they had
For
called
real.
for you, right, we were the only ones making noise. And
Yeah,
then by the
yeah,
time
yeah.
you went for that
The
encore,
whole
Yeah.
crowd.
that's when it
Everybody
was
was-
like,
yeah.
Yeah, so it was
Facts.
like it's good that we came to support you because I feel like if we wasn't there, you'd have probably feel
A little bit
wouldn't-
more intimidated.
yeah, like you'd
yeah.
have probably be like, damn, nobody in here. This is my first show. This is like nobody ain't really the crowd ain't really messing with nobody.
Right.
And you had that little 2 chairs, and then it's like, okay, you know what? You got some type of confidence. You went up there, and the whole bad, the whole show. Everybody was like, yo, who this do this? Where he going?
Even
Nah,
even
bring it
A-Shry
back.
with him, even the bartender stopped doing what he didn't want
Yeah,
to
that
TV
was
and look
sick.
at me. I
That
was
was
like,
sick.
what?
Yeah.
He was like, people there
That was
waiting for
sick.
their drink. Dude just paying attention to
was
like,
sick.
who this dude is. Like, bro, you forget you
Yeah.
have a job to do. What's going on?
that
Like,
was sick.
facts.
Hey, we were hyping you up, right?
Yeah.
We were hyped up that night, my
It
son.
was live.
I remember when we had to walk out the bar. Shit, I don't remember what Shane had said, but Shane was like the craziest one. You were wailing out
Yeah.
that
Like,
night.
it was just
Yeah.
a good feeling to see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
That was
people
sick.
don't get
That
to
was
see
sick.
that
Yeah.
in real life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Like my dad from high school came out and supported me. Like I would never forget that at all. My first ever performance in LA, and I
Sick,
did
man.
my shit.
hell yeah.
And then from there, it was just, yo, are you ready for this shit? Let's take this shit serious and go with it.
Your first
yeah.
major play.
Hmm.
Do you remember it?
Bye. Well, which one was my first major play outside of school?
Or in school, whichever play.
Hmm.
Whichever play you feel.
Bye. What you talking about? The feeling of just like
yeah. Just
I
going up there,
out
the
here
crowd,
doing it?
yeah, and the crowd actually accepting you and
bye.
people actually like just like him, like how we went and for his first show.
I think my first feeling of that wasn't really like a performance. It was in class.
Mhm.
It was an improv class.
Mm.
And you know in theater arts,
Mhm.
always doing improv. And
All the
always
time.
killing improv.
Yep.
But improv class in college out here was like kind of different because a lot of people like didn't like improv or wasn't really sure about it. So I remember like it was the first week of like improv class and just the feeling of like going up there and like performing and like everybody was just like, you are amazing, and just that feeling of like this is what y'all fucking had. Like we used to do this
On a regular.
Yeah.
back home. Like
Yeah.
the first farmers could do this. Like that's when I feel like, oh, this gonna be easy. Like this is it. That was my first feeling.
Yeah,
Like
they
that.
used to look at me like, how do you do that? I was like, do what?
Yeah.
This is a regular.
Yeah,
like,
we
this
always,
is
improv and we
Just
always
go and be
improv.
yourself,
It's so
like-
easy. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do this segment, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's called Wow.
Wow.
Words of wisdom.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to give a wow to the young up and coming artists, whether it's from the BVI, Caribbean, around the world, whoever listening to this,
Mm-hmm.
young actors, movie people,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna give one.
Okay.
Right. So,
Mm.
like you said, you kind of. That's why I tell you, like we're gonna talk about it. This is my wow. I always believe that you should look broke but live rich.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't have that mentality, especially like you said, black people. As soon as we get it, we spend it because
Yep.
we have that mentality of I never had it, so
I'm gonna
I'm
throw
gonna throw it away.
Mhm.
Nah. Look broke, live rich,
Mm-hmm.
because I could wear the same clothes for the whole week. And I ain't gonna give a damn. I'll change my boxers and stuff like that, but I'll wear the same shirts, same pants.
Mm-hmm.
But my bank account is good.
Yep.
My savings is good.
There's nothing wrong if you have like for instance, say you always wanted a chain. There's nothing wrong in at least giving yourself that as an accomplishment. Like, yo, I walked towards this.
I'm
I
saying
got
like,
this.
no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like, yeah, if you want a chain or if you want like a Ferrari or if you want a
Right.
mansion or whatever,
Mhm.
that's cool.
Right.
I'm just saying, don't go get 400,000
Mhm.
and spend the whole 400,000
Mm-hmm.
on a Lamborghini
Mhm.
or on a chain or on a
Got you,
house.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mhm.
Like, take that and say, you know what? Let me give something over here. Let me do this over here.
Right.
Do that. You know what I'm saying? Because some
Facts.
people will just take $1 million and spend the whole million.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nah, for what? To prove to, oh, I'm gonna spend this million so Donna could look at me and say, oh, Ish, I got $1 million. Or Shane could be mad at me because
Yeah.
I got this and he don't, or
I
vice
don't-
versa, like
mhm,
whatever it
Mhm.
is. Like,
Right.
nah, I rather look broke, have my small chain on, have
Mhm.
my same pants I wear all the time,
Mm-hmm.
but I guarantee you that big chain that you buy,
Mm-hmm.
you can't eat for the rest of the week.
Right.
Bye.
You gotta go beg food and
Cup
beg
of
people.
ramen.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Do
Shout out-
ramen noodles.
Hey,
and-
shout out to Cup Ramens because hey,
Listen.
But I'm just saying
the
though,
man.
it come in handy, it come
A
in clutch.
couple nights.
Dog.
You know what I'm saying?
Couple nights.
Yeah, I tell you, we have to go
Look,
down
them-
and eat that
we
here.
had to
Come
budget
on.
yourself
We
right,
ain't
look.
knocking
Be
them. We
mad
just
at y'all.
saying.
We
We
just
just
saying,
saying.
though.
Be
No,
smart.
but
You know what I mean?
we'll still
Yeah,
shout out to
yeah.
Cup Noodles all day, every day, fam.
Hey.
Jesus Christ.
It is, but I'm just saying, like, it goes on to, you don't have to prove nothing to nobody.
Right.
It's nothing to prove to nobody, because if you always have something to prove to somebody, you will never be happy.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And that person will never be satisfied.
Right.
Because the more you have, the more envy they're going to be.
True.
You know what I mean? Until they start to try to beat you,
Mhm.
they're going to just always be envy of you. So
Mm-hmm.
who cares if you wear your same Physic shirt all the time? You want one? It's selling. $20 or however much you're selling it for. Who cares if Shane
Ching. Ching.
if Shane don't like to walk around with designer clothes all the time? Who
Right.
cares? Who cares, yo?
Mm-mm.
That's
Why
not what it's
people
about.
care about that stuff? I never understood why you care about that stuff.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because we will look at whether it's a rapper, the movie star, the real rich people, they don't go buy Rolexes. They
No.
invest in Rolex.
Look at Lamborghini. There's here's their motto. Not their motto, but somebody was saying, why do you think you don't see a Lamborghini commercial on TV? Because their audience doesn't sit wrong all day watching TV.
Hell nah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Hell nah.
When I
Mm-mm.
look, when the first time I discovered that, it hit me like, damn.
But then, why do you also think is mostly, and I hate to say, it, black people, minority, people that never always had it, they're the ones that are buying it.
Because they want that's an experience they want to have.
So you think Bill Gates buying a whole bunch of Lamborghinis?
Nope. He looks basically like you see a picture of him. He just has a basic sweatshirt.
I'm using him as an
sweater on.
example, though.
Yeah.
Like, any billionaire in the world, they know they could buy a Lamborghini, but why? They'll go invest in Lamborghini, and when you go buy one, they get a piece of that.
Yep.
Same thing with the private jets. All these people like to rent a private jets. Why you gonna spend $100,000 on a private jet? I could put that $100,000 into the jet company. You spend that $100,000, I get a piece of that.
A little 5% here and there.
5%, 10%. I don't care, but I get in that ish though. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, just look broke, and them, the real billionaires, you'll never know they're a billionaire
You can see.
until you pull up to their house.
Yep. You can see the most basic looking person, just jeans, whatever,
Driving
and then
Prius and driving Tesla, regular little cat. They ain't driving no Lamborghinis every day, unless they're child spoiled or whatever. But other than that, now the real billionaires ain't doing that. They
Yeah.
busy walking.
They ain't showing out.
Yeah,
Right.
for what?
Mhm.
They got
They
work
ain't
to do.
showing out.
You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
give me a wow, Shane.
My wow for the creatives out there would be, don't sleep on your creativity. And I speak to myself when I say this too. I think a lot of the times as creatives, we talk about, having a lot of competition out there. When we see competition, and, for me, it's going on Instagram and seeing people doing stuff or being in stuff where it's like, I could have do that. I could do this. Then why you ain't doing it?
Right.
Exactly. And I know there's some part in each of us creatives, we have an idea, we're pregnant with an idea, and we don't want to give birth to the idea. So I'm going to challenge us this year to, just do it. Don't sleep on our creative side.
Right.
Just do it. And I'm speaking to myself too. We're not going to sleep on our creative side this year.
So if you feel like doing it, just get up and shoot it. Even if it might be whack. Even if like the first take might be like, nah, if you feel like, nah, I don't like this, still do it.
And that's the crazy thing. And as you said earlier too, like about the podcast, like the first one, was like, the thing is, I was listening to somebody who started a YouTube channel, and they were saying they were worried about the same thing too. I think right now they got like over 1 million subscribers, but they were saying once they had just started, for them it was like, I don't know where I'm gonna go with this, and for them it was starting.
Yeah,
you're not gonna know unless you start.
So
once you take the step, then you know, okay, well, they like this, they don't like this. I know to pull this back, I know to turn this up. You're not gonna know how to do any of that if you just like, well, I got this idea. Okay, cool. Well, what are you doing with it?
What you doing with it?
So don't sleep on your creative side is my wow.
Okay, there you go.
Nice.
Donelle.
So my wow,
Physic.
being in the music industry, if you're an artist, I would say dabble into different things. Don't just be an artist. Like me, I was able to be an artist, an engineer, and an executive. I dabble into all the fields. So I can speak on all those different spectrums. For me, especially for artists, if you have music, put it out. And I will reference Lupe Fiasco. For those of you who might know Lupe Fiasco, he had an album called Lasers when it came out.
Hell yeah.
And he went on an interview and he was saying he hated the album. He hated the whole album, but yet it was one of his most well-received albums. You might think something you have is crap, but somebody else might think, yo,
it's awesome.
You killed this shit.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like, even sending Ishra some of my stuff lately, I sent him a few of my records, and he's been telling me, yo, dog, you should try this. I sent him another song a week later. He was like, yo, this is it.
Yeah.
I don't want to put a song up, but it was a good song, and I was like, nah, I need to hear more.
Yeah.
Not even just me, but the audience, that people that going to listen.
And I delivered exactly what he said.
The people that wish they would hear and all stuff.
Yeah.
They need to hear more. So I tell you now, you need more.
And I delivered that.
2-3 days or so, or something like that.
New song.
Like, yeah.
That was it. So it's like at the end of the day, you want to be able to, and even like Lil TJ, he's signed to Columbia Records, the same label I have a placement with.
Yeah.
And he has a song out on a beat that an artist from back home did a song on. Song's not old. I know about the song because I've mixed the song. I did like a demo back when I was home during the pandemic. Well, let me just say, Priceless. Shout out to Priceless. I work with him a lot and everything. Talented individual.
Yeah.
He has a song on one of the same beat. And when I heard the song on TJ's album, I'm like, this is why you don't sleep on your creativity. If you have a song, get it out, because you don't know what's going on the other end.
And Lil TJ had like it, you'd get some money for that.
Exactly. You
I'd have been like, yo, you like this? Go ahead.
So as my creators, I would say dabble into different things. If you're an artist, get into the engineering side, because the engineering side has gotten me into the industry, because I got in as an engineer and I've been around Fetty Wap, I've been around Soulja Boy, Polo G, Diggy Simmons, I've been around Flo Milli, I've been around D Smoke, Smoke Pop. The names can go on for days. Labels I've been around, and I marketed myself as an engineer until somebody asked me in one session, "What all do you do?" And I put my music in now. Like, yo, I also do music. I'm this as well. I'm gold off of Polo G's D&D single. That's the single I did for Columbia, and the album is the Gold album. So I did that, and now people are paying attention. So now I can shift my engineering into the artistry as well now and show them like, yo, this is my music, and I've been getting a lot of great feedback. No. And also experiment with yourself. You don't, like, a lot of people be focused on making like full-length songs. For me, I put out a song called Lit Bitch.
Yeah.
The song was, I would say, 1 minute and 54 seconds.
Damn.
My biggest song to my whole catalog. I mean, like, I remember the Friday I released it. I went to sleep, it was at 120 plays. By that Saturday night, it was at 3,000.
Just like that.
And it trended on Audiomack. And I was top 3 in hip-hop worldwide on Audiomack.
Who was the other top two?
Drake was number 1, and OMB Peasy was number 2.
And you were number 3.
Well, jeez.
That's what I'm saying. And talk that is, because, like, who else could say that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's
See, it's just about
number
putting in your
3.
grind. So that's my wildest. Dabble into different things. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone, because in LA, it makes you step out of your comfort zone.
you got no choice.
I've done things that I never thought I would have to do.
You don't
So
have a
don't
choice.
box yourself in. Be willing to step out of your comfort zone, because you never know. You might.
You gotta be around people you don't like. You gotta be around weirdos. You gotta just gotta bite the bullet and just
Bruh,
go with it, bro.
In this music industry, you have people who do weird shit.
Oh, you gotta tell me.
And it's like, what the
Mm-hmm.
heck? It makes you feel like you a sane person.
Yeah, it'd be like, bro, you just do that? Hell nah.
Exactly.
And you helping kids, bro? I ain't with that.
And
It's
even like
crazy.
for me, like with producers back home and some other producers I know, what I've been doing is now with the connections and the leverage I have, I've been reaching out to some producers like, yo, if you have melodies, and for all those watching back home, and I've worked with a few, if you have melodies and stuff like that, loops that you could pass around, send them to me. Like, listen to a lot of like what's in right now, Polo G, Lil TJ, NLE Chopper, that melodic wave right now, Rod Wave and all those other people. Listen to that. Send me loops. I can get different collabs from a lot of big platinum industry producers I work with and I'm associated with and get stuff happening. I'm not a selfish person. At the end of the day,
just saying that.
at the end of the day, I don't care. Like, at the end of the day, I know I'm good.
Yeah.
Once you're good, I care less about myself. I care less about making sure you're straight. My producer who I've known for 10 years is now a platinum producer because of the play I made for him.
Just on that one call.
Yeah. I have no problem putting people up. I
He
just
was
got to make sure
producing
you
for 10
put it in the
years.
walk.
That one call.
Don't just have a beat online for 10 years and that was your only beat. Show me consistency, because I don't want to put you in a position where I know I can make stuff happen and then you just being a lazy ass. Like, no, I want to see that you put in the work and that, okay, I think you deserve this big break. Let me see what I can do and what I can facilitate.
Do you feel like they accept you back home?
That they accept me?
For as far as the acting, the movies, your personality, Shane being Shane, what Shane want to do. Do you feel? I mean, just asking. Do you feel like?
Yes, yes is the short and I think the right answer. There's a wrong and a right answer. No, there's not. But yes is the right answer and the short answer. If they accept acting
Okay,
or
let me put it like
pursuing
this.
acting as
Pursuing acting, because you know acting is not a big thing back home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So ain't many people that do it. So do you
Yeah.
feel like
I
the
don't
support
think-
and the
I don't think many people as yet look at it as a real thing to do with your life.
okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I still think, like, going back home this last time, especially, there was still, some of them were receptive. Some of them had accepted that I'm
This is
out
what you're
here doing that. So
Yeah.
it wasn't, there was, you still doing that? Yeah. And it was, that's it. Good luck with that. I wish you all the best. But for some, it was still like, why? And I'll be lying if I say it wasn't hurtful still. That's people still like why
still
you
doing
just
that?
move home, like what you doing up there
Right.
wasting your time,
Yeah.
it is a little hurtful. But I mean, as far as that, I don't think everyone has accepted that this could be
What you
a
wanna
real
do.
thing to do with your life.
What
with
about
my
you?
life personally?
I would say yes and no. For me, I would say yes because there's a small collective of individuals who I know if I send them the link, like, yeah, I'll get, they will press play and stuff like that, leave like a like, a comment or repost or whatever. But the majority, I feel like I'm slept on with the majority because at the end of the day, a lot of people have known me from since high school coming up. So a lot of my crowd has been from high school to now. And they've known me from my era, so a lot of people might not even want to hear what I have to say now.
Yeah.
And shout out to these artists, Pep Dog, Banco. Shout out to Kilatuma, Monet, Priceless. I think those coming from Tartola, these are the individuals who, like, when they drop, people pay attention to what they got going on. So it's like, if you're not within that caliber of artistry, I just feel like the music falls on deaf ears. And even with releasing my stuff, I've seen my demographic shift to being like Chicago, New York, LA, Denver, London. So I don't feel like my demographic is so much back home as it is in these other places, but I do get a bit of support back home, just not where I feel like I'm supported as much.
I feel kind of the same way. I kind of feel like if you don't do it, especially for home, if you don't do it at home for home, they won't accept you.
Right.
That makes sense. The fact that and not just in LA, if you move to Florida, if you move to New York, if you move to London, if they just feel, I feel like back home, it's like they want it to be all about home. And I feel like you have to expand that mindset. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I love home. Home is always going to be home. But for Denzel Washington to know where the British Virgin Islands is, he got to meet Shane. You know what I mean? For Drake to really know the British Virgin Islands, he got to meet you. And I'm not just saying just you, but I'm just saying, of course, you could Google or whatever. But I'm saying, like, as far as we coming out here and meeting different people and doing different things, I feel like even just like how we don't speak in our accent when we meet some people, you don't understand why. Right. You home where everybody's speaking the same accent. That's cool. But if I call up and I meet him, yo, what going on, my boy? He don't know what he's saying.
Exactly.
You watch me, you just probably smile and be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause he don't know what I'm saying. But then I'm just saying, cause one of my friends out here that walk in the Hollywood wall and doing her thing, and she's from the islands too. She told me, never not talking your accent. Never not talking your accent, because that's what they love. But it's kind of hard as well when you saying don't talk and they don't understand. You got to repeat.
Like right now, like I could be talking to y'all right now, and then automatically, like I would be able to talk in my accent for maybe like 5 minutes, and somebody I know from the industry would come up to me, and I'm automatically my accent just clicks, my American accent clicks in. You know, like, you can't help it. You don't realize it.
People back home will call that fake, but I don't call that fake.
But the thing is, though, they still hear it though, because we might be talking.
We can't hide that.
Yeah, like even I could talk proper English, and then people will be like, I still have an accent.
Yeah,
like where you from? I hear certain words that are in a certain dialect. Like, where you from? And then that's where the conversation would now drive to me saying I'm from the British Virgin Islands.
Yeah, so I feel just like back home they need to be more accepting of us being able to go out and branch off and start something different somewhere else. Right. Whether it's you coming out with a rock and roll song, or Shane
rock and roll
doing some, you know, whether it's cartoons or like some weird different things. Like, okay, Shane might put on a clown face on TV. He gained $5 million for it. Well, you mad? Right. He could come back home and feed his family, take care of his whole family and shit. Like, you know what I mean? You do a song with Drake, or why you mad? You know, like, I just don't get the fact why people don't accept people that leave to try and make the BVI better. Because it's not like we going out here to say, like, forget the BVI, I don't want nothing to do with them.
And the thing is people have to realize is it's not that we don't want to make it back home. The thing is people have to also realize is the difference between America and back home. Back home, we don't have the Grammys. We don't have Billboard. We don't have we don't have Spotify. You have Apple Music and all that stuff, but like for us to release a song and say it's gonna hit that, impossible. Unless it really goes somewhere out here. Now you have the connections to get to certain places, so that's why you have to leave back home and come up here.
Because we could have been home making movies all the time.
But there's no industry for it.
It's cool that we could put it out, but if we don't know nobody that could help us get it out there, it's just gonna be in the same circle.
Like, what's the sense of doing it if it's just not gonna go to where we want it to go?
I was actually gonna say that too earlier. I like that back home there's this like new wave of like artists and creatives that like coming up.
Like,
and
what?
like doing this stuff. Yeah, that was pretty much it. I just like enjoy seeing like
shout out to Peanut. Peanut been going crazy.
Peanut.
See, like, oh, that's different. You know what I mean? And I think the industry like leaning towards like, this dude got accent.
And that's another thing.
His name
like,
weird. His name like
back home, like they want, like from what I've been seeing lately, they want that braggadocious turn up music. And some of us might not even be about that music, because the thing is, a lot of us might not go to the club. We might not be a street person. Like me, I'm someone who talks about. I'm a lyrical person. You might not want to hear lyrical stuff. You want to turn up shit. So that's why another reason why I feel like I'm not accepted back home, because Banco talks lyrical stuff, but he talks it in a different way than how I talk it. So people accept him more from his point of view than my point of view from what I see.
But he's just talking his life.
Exactly.
That's what it is. His life is different than yours.
Exactly. But some people like to hear that rap.
If I come up as a rapper and I start rapping about street stuff,
people
home gonna be like, come on, Ish.
Really
We come on, dog. Even if I really was doing this shit, they'll be like,
yeah,
come
my
on.
son, cause I come up in the streets and I
on the
from
block and I
nothing.
selling dope. They'll be like, you ain't on no. Get the hell out of here, dog. Like,
Bishop
what if?
Charles,
Yeah,
son.
they Pastor Charles son talking about he on the block selling dope in his song.
Look here.
But then see if I come and I rap about having my own condo, having my 2 cars paid off, making my own money, doing a pack, whatever. Like if you rap about you having your own apartment, you having your own car, you making your own money, you same way. If we ever do our own life thing, because they don't want to hear that, because that's what it is though.
Right.
At least you being real, but they don't want to hear that. They want to hear the sell the door,
Exactly,
the bed,
yeah.
this and that, da. They want to hear all that. They don't want to hear the real
And that's
music.
fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has their taste in music. But at
that's
the end of the day, I'm just not gonna
That's
fake. I'm not gonna fake my own integrity to give you all music that I'm not about.
But that's gonna be your audience though. So that's what I'm saying. His audience is different than yours, and whoever else is back home doing it, because you just have to find your audience.
Right.
Like everybody ain't gonna like the way how Shane act in his movies and short films, but it's gonna have some people that do.
Right.
You know what I'm
Definitely,
saying?
yeah.
Everybody ain't gonna like your music, but there's gonna be somebody that do. So you just have to find that audience and tell them to spread it around and support you. The biggest thing I think back home is just support.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think it's about, not liking you or not here, because we all know that's just envy and all that other stuff.
Right.
But I just think like, even if it's just a share,
Yeah, it's so
let me share Shane thing. Let me share Donelle song. If it just a simple share or like, the support is what really drives us more. Ah shit, at least 10 more people like my thing this week. Fuck it, I don't keep going. You know what I mean? Like the support is what's real. So back home, I feel like we would never be accepted because we left. I think that's the biggest thing. We left home to achieve something else, but I just think we have to keep our mind and our eyes on the prize. What we doing it for? Your family back home, your family back home, my family back home. We're doing it for our families. Doing it for the people that care about us and support us.
And one thing I was able to do, like, especially because music also, nobody believes you can make it in music. They'll support you, but they, like, my family never, like, they didn't believe I would make it in the music industry. No, God bless my grandmother. She's 102 years old, still living, and I can...
102. I wish I could be 102.
And I can proudly say that I can show her, like, yo, she's lived to see me accomplish my goal.
Something. At least, yeah, that's something. Dope, that's dope to say, like, 102.
And moving like she's in her 80s. Only thing she has, as far as I know, is just a bad knee.
I mean,
that's a blessing.
That's still, I don't even know.
Like,
102.
I can, like, Granny, I have trophies in music that same feel that y'all thought I might not make it in, but I pushed myself and I am here. And this is what I have to show. And you are wrong to see it.
Hell yeah. That's dope.
But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. With the new artists that coming up back home.
Yeah.
And the creatives, I think support is the biggest thing that they need. Also, they're coming up in a time where it was just different when we were coming up, and wanting to do it, So I think they have a lot of advantages.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't necessarily say that you have to leave home to make it.
Yeah.
But home is a good start once you have the support team that you need to do.
If you have the support team, that's what I'm saying. But what about the people that don't have it though? That's the sad part.
But what if I don't have? But what if I can't? I don't have the means to make it out of the Virgin Islands just yet.
You walk for it.
But my music bad though.
You walk for it. I tell people that, I mean, it kind of different, especially from the British Virgin Islands, right? You can't just come over here and just live like that.
Right.
I ain't talking about that. So, yeah, for those that can't make it out just like that, fine. I support that. I'll, say, hey, do your thing, get your money home. But I'm saying the people that can leave, don't be afraid to leave.
Yeah, don't
be afraid to go broke.
Don't be afraid to say, oh, if I leave, they ain't gonna accept me. No, they'll accept you when you start popping. Trust me.
Like I remember 2017 when I got my first big major industry feature with King Los. Remember when I sent that to? I remember when I told Israel about that. Israel was like, "You don't have one. Like, stop lying to me." I just sent him the snippet.
I was like, bro.
And then that's when Israel was like, "Yo, you really did it."
I was like, "You got something, King Los. Like, you can't lag on this one at all."
Look here.
Like, people don't realize, like, in this music industry, you have to be willing to go broke. My bank account was mine in the red for 2 weeks at one point, and it's like, I don't care because I'm willing to spend my last dollar to get to where I want. I mean, if you have a child and all that stuff, you got to look out for that extra money.
I mean, don't be
smart about what you finance. If it's just you, then you scare money don't mean no money.
If
If
you
you
can
want to be in
afford
this
it,
shit,
you could leave,
then
you can afford it. Then
Yeah, this ain't
That's
for you,
a
but
good
if
back
don't
to
be
just
scared.
yeah, but if it's just
saving.
you, then you gotta be willing to put it
Bro.
all on the line for this shit.
Don't be
Even if you walk in packing bags,
scared. Yeah,
save your money.
we all
And
start
leave.
somewhere. We gotta start somewhere.
We gotta
Yeah.
leave, man. So, thank you guys for coming on, man. I think this is
For sure.
something
Yeah,
that
man.
we gotta do again for sure. We got a whole lot more to talk
Yeah.
about. Should have booked
Yeah.
some time
Thanks for
on,
having
but
us.
Nah, it was a blessing.
It's all
being
good,
here, man.
dog.
Thanks for having us.
look, this is the Talk That Ish podcast. I'm your host that do the most. Your boy is Troy. My boy Physic.
Okay,
My
man.
boy Shim. Shim. We out. Peace out.